Welcome back, Yogi Clan, to Yogi Cycle Service. Today, what do we have up? Product Review Tuesday. And what are we going to review? This lift, Harbor Freight Table Lift. We're going to go ahead and dig on that today. I'll give you my best impressions of how it's worked well and the areas I think need improvement. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, Yogi Clan, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the Harbor Freight lift. Pros, cons, what I like, what I don't like. So let's go ahead and dig in. First thing, you will notice this right here does not come stock on the Harbor Freight lift. Matter of fact, I don't have the clamp. It's a vice clamp. You get off and you tighten in on your front wheel to hold your front wheel to keep your bike upright. But the problem is, it's only this tall. So it does not hold much of your front wheel. I thought it was a piece of garbage. So for 35 bucks, you can get a trailer tire chalk and put into your lift. Your bike comes in, chalk flops up, it'll hold your bike. You can get off your bike. So this has changed this lift to be a one-man operation, which is important for me because I don't have somebody with me all the time when I pull my bike and park it in the garage. So it's nice to be able to pull into here, have your tire roll up, lock in. You can get off the bike without having to worry about your bike falling over. With the lift that comes with this, you have to physically clamp down on the bolt to tighten the clamp up to hold your wheel in order to get off it. So it's really a two-person operation. I did not like that, so I took it off and put this on. The downside to this is, if you want to change your front wheel, you will have to remove this off of here, pull it out towards the front, to get it to where you can pull your front wheel out and access your front wheel. That is the one downside. Any work on the front end of the bike, you will have to unbolt this and remove it. So that is a negative. Another negative that I saw is the bolts that come with this from the factory. These U-bolts here. The only holes in this lift are where this is located. Where my bike sits, the path of travel from where I tie it down with tie straps is only about that long. It is not sufficient for me to feel comfortable with my bike teetering. There are 3 holes here which are actually used for the tire chalk system that came with this. I used the middle bolt. I went to Lowe's and got these anchors and put these in here. I am going to in the future put 2 in the back so I can strap down the rear end of the bike where I'm working on the front of the bike. Another thing with this lift, due to the height of the lift and my fat boy being lowered, I don't know if you can notice from this camera angle, but I do not have the caster wheels on this lift. This lift is sitting flat on the ground. There are no wheels on this lift because when I put the wheels on it, it creates it too tall. I can't get a lowered motorcycle onto this lift. So that's another important thing to know. If your bike is lowered, you're gonna have trouble getting it onto this lift. If that's the case, take the wheels and the casters off and you can get your bike onto the lift. Next item to discuss about this is a mechanical lift. It is not a pneumatic lift. There are pneumatic kits I believe you can buy for this lift, but honestly, to buy this lift, online you can find a coupon. I picked this one up for $2.99. A good price for what you get. So I am pleased with what I got for $300. But if you're gonna buy a pneumatic lift kit to put on here in place of a hydraulic jack, it's a pump jack. So you're gonna pump down on this pedal here to lift the lift up. On this side, there's a return pedal. You push down on the return pedal and the lift drops back down. That said, a pneumatic lift, you're going to use your air compressor to hook up to the cylinder, and that you press on the pedal and it will automatically lift with your air pressure in the lines, versus this being a hydraulic lift where you're pumping a hydraulic jack to get it up. It is quite a lot of pumps to get your bike up to this level. There are 2 different levels. There's the first level, which is about here. Second level, first level is probably about 24 inches. Second level is probably about 30 inches for you to work on your bike. Don't quote me on that. That's just a rough estimate. It is a lot of pumps to get you up to that second level. Once you get to that second level, there is a safety bar. There are 2 holes in the frame. You put this safety bar through the frame. You press on the pedal to lower the lift. It will lower down, and then it will rest on this bar. I suggest using this bar every time you're working with your motorcycle up in the air. That will take the pressure off the jack that is used to raise and to lower the lift. You don't want to keep that pressure on the jack. That puts pressure on the seals on the jack, and you could have hydraulic leaks and have your lift prematurely come down when you're not ready for it. So I suggest always using this bar and take the pressure off the jack once your bike is up in the air. With the bike up in the air, I do use ratchet straps to tie it down to these 2 eye bolts here. I am very comfortable with the bike sitting in this wheel chock here, keeping it upright, but once I lift it off the ground, I put some tie-down straps on. The tie-down straps that I use actually came from Walmart. They are a pressure switch strap. So when you pull it up onto the lift, all you have to do is pull this and it'll tighten up. When you want to loosen it, all you do is you push this button here and you can relieve the pressure on the straps. Much more convenient using these than a ratchet strap. It will not be as secure as a ratchet strap, but you don't really need a whole lot of pressure to hold it together. So these will work satisfactory when connecting it, and then go ahead and pull up on your strap to tighten down the hook like that. And then you can press and release and pull out like that. Not as tight as a ratchet strap, but that'll work sufficiently with this holding your front wheel in place. Those are kind of the nuts and bolts of it. There is on the back, there is a trapdoor cover here. This is not used typically to be removed to pull your tire out. This is more an inspection cover because your hydraulic pump is right here. The port to add oil is inside this little cover right here. That's where you check your fluid levels for your hydraulic pump here. That's mainly what this trapdoor is for. When it is lifted all the way up to the full position, sure, you can take the trapdoor off, drop your tire down in there, angle it out from your fender, and then pull it out. So you can use it for that, but it's not designed for your tire to go down and out. The ramp on the back of this lift is removable. There are 2 pins that go into this hole, that hold the ramp into place, so when you're going up and coming down, your ramp won't slip out on you. But once you get that bike up in the air, you can just go ahead and remove the ramp. So let's go ahead and pull a motorcycle on it and see what that looks like. With the bike on it, on a traditional motorcycle lift without the tire chalk on the front, you would have to have somebody now clamp it down before you get off. As you can see, with the tire chalk on it, I'm able to get right off the bike. The bike is still pretty stable. I'm not afraid of it falling over. So for somebody working at home by themselves, the tire chalk option, the trailer tire chalk option on it, for me is the best option out there, because I can get on and off of the lift as I store my bike in the garage. That way I don't have to store my bike next to the lift, then the lift be empty, taking up more garage. So because it's in here, I park my bike on it when I come home. And since it's parked on, I need to be able to get off. With that tire chalk in the front, it allows me the ability to get on and off the bike. Accessories that I use with this, let me show you an accessory I use. This right here is a center jack. This will go up underneath the center of your bike. You can use, I believe it's a 7/8 or a 3/4 inch socket to turn on this. And this will be a center jack to lift up. It is about $80. You can buy them off Amazon. Highly recommended, because when your lift is on here, rather when your bike is on the lift, you can put it up under the center, jack your bike up to get that rear wheel off the ground for a tire change. When you do that, I would suggest strapping down the front. That way you have 3 points to secure your bike. You have the 2 ratchet straps on the front and the lift in the center to lift your bike up. Conversely, if you're going to work on the front end, I would suggest attaching 2 ratchet straps to the back of your bike, strapping them down to the back of the bike, and then using the lift to lift up the front of your bike. At that point in time, you can take the bolts off, remove that tire chalk off there, and have access to remove your front wheel, your front forks, or whatever work you're doing on the front end of the bike. Either way, when that bike's up in the air, make sure it is strapped down. Now this lift here, this is a 1,000-pound motorcycle. I don't have any worries about lifting it up to the top level, but making sure it is strapped down in order to do that. So the Harbor Freight lift overall, for what you get for $300, is a good lift. It works. It lets me do all the motorcycle service that I need to do in the garage here. It gets the job done. I do use my scissor lift. As you saw in the video, the T-clock inspection, I use the scissor lift for that. I also use the scissor lift to wash my bikes because I can spin the wheels and clean the wheels. Obviously on this lift, you can't do that unless you're using the center jack, which is a whole lot more difficult. So for any kind of wheel maintenance, a lot of times I'm using a scissor lift, not the table lift. But let me tell you, wash your bike on the scissor lift, pull it in here to the table, lift your bike up, and everything's right there in front of you to let you shine up your bike and work on your bike. So the table lift here for $300, like I said, is a good investment. It will not give you all the bells and whistles that a $750 to a $1,500 lift will give you, like the pneumatics on it, where you can just press on the foot pedal and boop, up it goes like in a typical motorcycle shop. But for the backyard mechanic, it works pretty good. 2 thumbs up. I really think that this has been a good investment and a good addition to Yogi Cycle Shop in the garage. Thank you for joining us today in the review on the Harbor Freight lift. Remember to mash the subscribe button because you want to stay involved and stay in tune with what's coming down the road. We are going to be putting a swing arm saddlebag on. We're going to be drilling out bolts on primary covers because the bolt is stripped out. We got a lot of good wrenching videos to come, some product review videos to come, so you don't want to miss out on those. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care, Yogi Clan.